Today, I'm going to be telling you what PROs don't tell you about publishing royalties. I'm the Zach Michael, a CEO of a global music publishing company. We have over 100 musicians signed to us, a ton of platinum songs, over 20 billion streams just on Spotify alone in our catalog, and we've helped musicians collect hundreds of thousands of dollars in publishing royalties. And this is what PROs don't tell you that I think you should know. First, we're going to talk about the publishing royalty mistake that I see a lot of musicians make. I see almost everyone make this mistake at some point in their career. Most musicians think that signing up for ASCAP or BMI means they're collecting all of their royalties. That's not even close to true. In fact, honestly, I think that's one of the biggest myths in the entire music business. Today, I'm going to break down exactly what PROs like ASCAP and BMI do collect, what they don't, and how to make sure you never leave publishing money on the table again. You work very hard for your publishing money, right? You fight to get these placements. You fight to release these songs that get a lot of plays, to get put in radio, sync licensing, etc. Now we got to make sure you collect on that publishing money properly. Are PROs or performance rights organizations enough? When I first started getting placements, I thought I was good. I registered my songs with my PRO and I waited for the publishing checks to come in. But when they did, something didn't add up. I was getting some royalties, but not all of them. And that's when I realized how much the music industry doesn't tell you about where your money actually comes from. And that's why I'm sharing all this information in today's video, because I think you should know where your money comes from. What do PROs actually do? ASCAP and BMI are two examples of performing rights organizations, or PROs. They collect one specific type of publishing royalty, called a performance royalty. This means the royalty that's earned anytime your music is played on TV or radio, performed live, streamed on digital platforms like Spotify, Apple, etc., or used in public spaces like a store or restaurant. A PRO tracks those performances and pays you your share as a writer and publisher. If you're registered with a PRO like ASCAP or BMI, that's a great starting point. Every musician should be. If you're not currently with a PRO, whether it's ASCAP, BMI, or other international PROs, you need to create an account. You need to join a PRO. That is crucial. But here's the truth that most producers, songwriters, and artists don't realize. PROs only collect performance royalties, which is one type of publishing. They don't collect mechanical royalties, which come from streams, downloads, and physical sales. They don't collect sync fees when your song is placed in a TV show, a movie, ad. They don't collect print royalties from sheet music, and they don't collect international royalties from foreign PROs. Some PROs will collect part of your international royalties or parts of these things. But if your track goes viral or lands sync placements overseas, you might only be getting a small slice of the pie if you're only with a PRO. It's important to fully register your publishing so you can properly monetize the music. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the globalization of music publishing royalties, because I think this is very important. A lot of people think that if they work with an American artist, that the publishing is really only going to come from America. But that couldn't be further from the truth. If the music streams in France, plays in a restaurant in Brazil, or airs on a TV show in Japan, you're earning publishing royalties there too. And with the modern music industry and the power of technology, songs are global, right? And your PRO doesn't fully collect those global royalties. You need a music publisher that can handle global collection to track and claim those earnings from every territory. Otherwise, your publishing money just sits there unclaimed and eventually disappears. Speaking of global music publishing companies, I created my own company, Elizabeth Music Group, which is a publishing company designed for modern creators, and we lead with education and transparency. We don't just register your songs for publishing and wait. We actively register all your songs globally. We handle the mechanical royalties, sync licensing, pitching, and register your songs for global publishing collection. We also pay out publishing royalties monthly every time we receive earnings on your songs. Not quarterly or yearly like most publishers. You get more consistent, frequent publishing checks from us, and you tend to receive your money a little faster as well since it's paid out monthly. We also give our publishing roster access to real sync opportunities with brands, shows, and games. In 2025, we had over $4 million in sync briefs that we received that were in our exclusive Discord server, which is only accessible to the producers, songwriters, and artists that we sign to publishing deals. And we've helped musicians sign to us get placements with brands like Netflix, BET, ESPN, and more. And we make sure every cent from those sync placements is tracked and paid out properly. Why do creators and musicians choose Elizabeth Music Group? Here's some of our features. Royalty payouts. A typical publisher is going to pay out your royalties quarterly or yearly, but at Elizabeth Music Group, we pay out monthly every time we receive royalties through your catalog. Sync opportunities. Most publishers, they're rare or exclusive. Most publishers sign a lot of people and can't properly keep track of everybody they sign. They don't know which opportunities fit everybody on their roster because they constantly are signing new people and they forget about you. And even if they do want to give you a sync opportunity, they might not even know how to contact you. Or even if they do, you might not see it. But a lot of times, sync opportunities are rare or pretty exclusive. Usually, it's just for the top end of their roster, the guys who are currently the biggest producers signed to them, biggest songwriters signed to them, biggest artists signed to them. But at Elizabeth Music Group, we offer sync opportunities to our publishing roster through our exclusive Discord community. People who are signed to us for publishing have access to this Discord, and in there, you can see all the different sync opportunities, and it's completely free for you to submit for them. You can pitch your music directly through Discord to our sync team and myself, and we'll pitch that music to these companies and brands. Transparency is the next feature. At a typical publisher, it's hard to track. A lot of times, publishers just send you a very complex statement. You can't get in contact. You can't ask questions. They don't really respond to your emails when you reach out, and they're not very responsive. But at Elizabeth Music Group, every single musician signed to us has a clear and easy to access cutting edge technology dashboard with your own login that you can log into anytime, and you have access to your full financial data. You have access to seeing how many streams have been collected in which countries, which songs are earning X amount of dollars, and you're able to see all this stuff super transparently laid out in our portal that you can access there. The next feature is the team. At a typical publisher, your team is kind of outsourced, right? They have a lot of people, and you're probably going to interact with a bunch of different guys there, but no one who's really like focused in on you, if that makes sense. But at Elizabeth Music Group, we have an in-house team. Our team is accessible, including the CEO and founder, myself. I frequently get on calls with people who are signed to our publishing roster, people we are trying to sign to our publishing roster, people who've been with us for years, guys who have just signed with us 2 days ago. I really believe in being an active member of the team for all of our signings, right? So everybody has access to my email, and you can text me and call me, and we're super responsive because I believe that education and transparency are super important. And also, as a musician myself, I understand a lot of the things musicians go through. And so because of that, I think that's a valuable resource that we can provide to our whole publishing route. At Elizabeth Music Group, we built the system I wish existed when I started out as a musician, which is one that actually helps musicians collect everything they've earned and provide high value opportunities to them on a regular basis. I think what we built here is incredible, and I'm very grateful to all the musicians who have decided to work with us as we help them scale their music businesses, help them collect their global publishing, and help provide to them opportunities with major labels, major artists, and sync licensing opportunities. PROs are essential, but they are just one piece of the puzzle of your global publishing. If you're a producer, artist, or songwriter who's been wondering why your PRO checks don't match your stream counts or placements, now you know. But knowing is just the first step. The next step is making sure every royalty type in all the countries is being collected on your behalf. That's exactly what we do at Elizabeth Music Group. Your music deserves to earn everything it can worldwide, and we exist to make it happen. And we pay out those publishing royalties every month we receive them. And I think that's incredible. Very awesome that we're able to help all these musicians. So if you're looking for that help, feel free to reach out to us. We're always open to having a conversation and seeing if we can help you.